All right, guys, I'm going to talk to you about Maison Margiela fragrances today. And if you haven't heard already, they just launched a luxury collection of fragrances. It's 6 of them. And I was able to sample them at Galeries Lafayette in Paris the day I arrived there on April 8th. So I was under the impression they told me that they are exclusively being sold there. As I was putting my notes together, I saw that they are on the USA website. At least I think they are. Has anybody seen them at any stores? Let us know, add a comment below. But as I sampled the entire collection there, I ended up buying Tender Defiance, which is that. These are pretty pricey. I think I paid around 300 euro. I did get the 12% cash back. I've already got it in my account, which is cool. But I asked for samples of the entire collection, and she was nice enough to give me samples of the entire collection. So what I'm gonna do is talk to you about the fragrances. First, what I'm gonna do is open this up, show you the bottle. It's a beautiful bottle. I really love it. And then we're going to go through the entire collection. And I even have the scent strips that I smelled on. In the back, they're marked with what the samples are. So I'll spray them on the actual strips that I brought back from the Galeries Lafayette in Paris. And I'll go over the entire collection for you. But if you have already sampled these, let me know. Add a comment below. It does say $350 for 75 ml. And they are using multiple different perfumers for the fragrances. I feel like each of the fragrances is a different perfumer. One of the fragrances has 2 different perfumers. So I ended up buying Tender Defiance. This is the one I fell in love with. It's a Dominique Ropion creation, and it's also one that features licorice and anise. And it's a note that I really love that I don't see pop up in fragrances that often. So this was an instant love. There's a few others that I liked. I didn't find the collection super exciting, but there were a few that I really enjoyed. If you've gotten your nose on these fragrances, let us know. Add a comment below. So this is the presentation. It is very minimalistic, which I think Maison Margiela does quite well. And it's compact. So one of the things I asked is, how big is the presentation? And I saw this and I'm like, okay, I am buying one here because it's small. It's a small box. It's not super big presentation, so it's compact enough. So this is the bottle right here. So this is, oh, it's turned upside down. So that's the front. It was presented like this, but I guess we're supposed to see that kind of cracked bottle look. But Tender Defiance, can't remember if these are refillable. I can't remember. I thought these might be refillable. If anybody knows, let us know, but these are not twisting off. But it's a 75 ml bottle. These are parfum concentration, so they are highly concentrated. Let's see if it does say that on the back. It does. So you've got all the details there. So fragrance prices have gone way, way up, as we've all noticed. Let's quickly go through this fragrance and let you know about it. These are different chapters. That's what they've done. And it's the Sensorium Collection from Maison Margiela. This is chapter 4, as you can see right here. CH4. This comes, it's a L'Oreal owned brand. And I was going to say, Balenciaga just launched their luxury collection last September. I, for some reason, thought they were part of L'Oreal, which I think now they are, because at the time when they launched, they were with Kering Group. So for some reason, I kind of connect Maison Margiela with Balenciaga, I think because of their fashions. But when Balenciaga launched their luxury collection, they were under Kering. So let's go ahead and quickly give this a sniff. This is a Dominique Ropion collection. This is a Dominique Ropion creation. So it has notes of anise oil, fir balsam heart, licorice accord, and ambery accord. I really like this one, but behind all the notes that I read, there is definitely a very amber woody presence. So think ambroxan or those kind of notes. So if you don't like that kind of experience in a fragrance, this might not be it for you. But what I like about it is the anise oil, the fir balsam. I think they go together really nicely. The licorice accord. There is a fragrance from L'Artisan called Feu d'Absinthe. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. But whereas that, there's a subtleness about it. It's an Olivia Jacobetti creation. This one seems super loud, super intense, and super bass heavy. So for me, smelling this, I think it's quite dominant in the base notes, but you know, I'm picking up the anise oil and the licorice. I'm also picking up the fir balsam, giving me that kind of unique touch that fir balsam can smell like. It smells great. I really fell in love with this one and I had to pick it up. But let me know if you guys have sampled it. What are your thoughts on the bottles? Are these too expensive for you? 75 ml for $3.50? They could have gone with a 100 ml bottle, right? Also, I should say, for some strange reason, these are reminding me a little bit of the Valentino luxury collection. I don't know why. They're not that similar, but for some reason the bottle and presentation is reminding me a little bit of the Valentino fragrances, the luxury collection. Anyway, so that is Tender Defiance. I should have used their own strip. So now I've got the entire collection in samples here, and we're going to sample them for you. And I'm going to sample them in alphabetical order, not by chapter. That's what I should do. That's what I decided to do, I should say. All right, we're going to do chapter 3 first. It's Anguish and Awe. So this is created by Delphine Lebeau. Delphine Lebeau is a perfumer that I'm started enjoying the fragrances of quite a bit. And where is our chapter 3? My sales associate marked up all the strips. But I do have to say these samples are plastic. So it's kind of cheap that they're doing that. Let me read you the notes. It's Bergamot Essence, Geranium Heart Madagascar, Rose Heart Absolute, Virginia Cedarwood Essence, Dark Leather Accord, and Amber. I did enjoy this one, I have to say, but you've got a lot of that rose combo, leathery kind of Middle Eastern oud thing happening here, and that's exactly what you have. Not that there's oud here, it gives me oud vibes. It's quite aromatic and spicy, and the rose is pretty dominant and very dry, and the leather, which is slightly animalic, is giving me the oudy vibe. So there's a very Middle Eastern twist on this. It's also quite heavy in the base with the amber. It's not as amber woody as the Tender Defiance, chapter 4, but I feel like there is a presence of amber woods in the base. But Delphine Lebeau and Dominique Ropion, I think, are both from IFF, International Flavors and Fragrances. I like this one. I really enjoyed it, but what put me from buying it, I have a lot of fragrances like this. It's giving me a vibe of something that I quite have a lot of. But you might like it. There's certainly an oudy touch there, which kind of might appeal to a lot of folks. But again, for me, I didn't want it because I have a lot of fragrances like that. And for me, the reason I went with Tender Defiance is because of the licorice and anise and the addition of the fir balsam. So next we're going to go to Blaze of Stillness. That is chapter 1. So Blaze of Stillness, I have here. Blaze of Stillness is created by Antoine Maisondieu, and he is with Givaudan. These are pretty cheap samples, I should say. And what we have for notes here are Bergamot Duo, Neroli Essence, Fig Accord, Orange Blossom Absolute, Indonesian Patchouli, Madagascar Vanilla, Suede Accord. I really like this one. It's quite fresh. It's a bit green. Citrus floral is pretty dominant, and citruses are pretty dominant. I like the fact that they've added the patchouli in this, gives it that earthy woodiness. So it does sweeten up in the base, I think, and the addition of that suede accord. But I wouldn't say this is super suedey. It's quite soapy. It's very, very clean and soapy. And even though it has the suede in the base, I feel like this would be perfect for warm weather. It's very, very invigorating up top. And the fact that all the citruses and the citrus florals are meshed with the greenness of the fig, it's smelling like fig leaf to me. That's a great addition. So this is definitely one that I enjoy. I didn't go with this one because on the other hand, it was a freshie. It was mostly a citrusy freshie, but now that I'm smelling it again, I quite like it. So that is Blaze of Stillness. Well, what do you guys think of the names of these fragrances? Add a comment below. Let me find out what you guys think. So the next one we're going to talk about is Delight in Despair. That's chapter 5. Delight in Despair. So Delight in Despair is a Nisreen Bozau-Grillet perfume. That's the perfumer's name. I think she's also with Givaudan, I believe. I could be wrong. I apologize if I'm wrong. So this features notes of saffron milk accord, patchouli duo, cedarwood essence, iris accord, musk overdose, which means they have musk silkalide and musk serenolide, and they have oud accord as well. This one actually didn't appeal to me whatsoever. It's a combo that I like lactonic fragrances, but something about it doesn't excite me. And I love iris in fragrances quite a bit. I also really love musky fragrances. I haven't worn this one, so I can't 100% judge, but I am judging it from the smell, and the smell doesn't appeal to me too much. But how does the dry down? We'll have to find out. But judging by the fact that I'm not really, like the initial spray is not appealing, it's not something I want to wear. Does that make sense? But I love the idea of the musks in here. So maybe it's something I might test out. But for me, I have to like what I smell up top to, enjoy what's in the base. But for me, it's not. I don't like the idea of the saffron milk accord. There's a certain spicy metallic quality about it while it's trying to be lactonic and milky. And that's giving me a kind of a strange contrast. No, I don't know about this one. It's not appealing to me, but I love the idea of the musks. What are your thoughts? Does it sound good to you guys? So that's Delight in Despair from Maison Margiela's Scentsorium collection of fragrances. Okay, now we've got Fit of Folly, that is chapter 6. So this is created by two perfumers from Simrise. It's Philippe Paparella Paris and Suzy Lehele. So this has notes of Calabrian bergamot heart essence, musks sandalwood essence, patchouli essence, ambery wood accord, vetiver heart. Come on, you guys are charging so much money on these samples, and you're giving me the cheapest sprayers for me to figure out if I want to buy more of these fragrances. I enjoy this one. Once again, it's not a love. There's a very familiar smell here. It's a smell that reminds me of something I've already smelled. There's a bit of a medicinal quality about this. I like this one a lot more than the previous fragrance. I can get used to it, but I think the sandalwood that's in here, sometimes sandalwood comes off medicinal to me. Maybe that is with the other notes, just giving me a very medicinal edge. Let me know if you guys have experienced that. For me, sandalwood always, not always, but a lot of times it does. There's a strange soapy medicinal smell sometimes I pick up from sandalwood that this is pretty strong on. Medicinal thing is not a bad thing. For me, Chanel number 18 in the Les Exclusives is quite medicinal, but I really love it because it's also very, very musky. But definitely much better than the previous fragrance. So that is Fit of Folly. Again, where do these names come from? Fit of Folly. And then we've got one more fragrance. It's Silent Fury. And then I've already gone through Tender Defiance. Silent Fury is chapter 2. So we've got Tanguy Guéné. I think that's how you say his name. He's the perfumer. I think he's also an IFF perfumer. This is Guatemalan cardamom, tobacco accord, Virginia cedarwood essence, Cistus absolute. So those are the notes that are credited. This one I really enjoyed from what I remember because it is boozy and tobacco-ish. This might be my second favorite. Ooh, yes, this is really good. Ooh, yes. This is really, really great. Now I wish maybe I should have gotten this one. The amber, the tobacco, how sweet it is, the booziness, the spiciness, the warmth, kind of. I'm gonna have to get this one. So when I was sampling these at Galeries Lafayette in Paris, I went between this one and the other, the one I bought. I think the reason I chose Tender Defiance is because of the fact that I don't see a lot of fragrances featuring the anise and licorice note with the fir balsam. This to me is also very holiday spicy. There's a little bit of a cinnamon edge to it. This one's really, really good. In fact, I might like it a little bit more than Tender Defiance now that I'm sampling it here again. So this will be definitely the one I will pick up. But I'm lacking in the anise licorice department of fragrances, and I wanted to make that my number one. But for me, the best in the collection, I should say right now, is Silent Fury, chapter 2. But it's closely followed by Tender Defiance. Let's spritz Tender Defiance on the original strip. The sprayer is quite good, by the way. Oh, I do enjoy Tender Defiance quite a bit. I like that kind of herbal. I don't know if you guys know much about licorice and anise, absinthe, this kind of aromatic, spicy, almost boozy greenness. It's definitely very prominent here, but what's under the base, I mean, in the base is a lot of amber woods that's really sticking out. I haven't smelled anything that Dominique Ropion has created that is like this. That's another reason why I got it. And anybody ever have absinthe? It reminds me of absinthe, literally. The addition of the fir balsam with the anise and the licorice gives me absinthe vibes with the overdose of amber woods. I think that would definitely be my second favorite. Silent Fury is definitely my favorite. Now I gotta rush out and get a bottle of this. But I think if I was to pick the third one, I would go with Blaze of Stillness. That would be my third favorite. I think the rest of them are pretty equal. Anguish and Awe probably my fourth one. There's an animalic edge about it. It's a bit horsey. The leather is a bit horsey, but it is nicely covered up with the rose and the geranium that's in here. Geranium pushing the rose along, giving it more of an aromatic herbal twist to the rose because it does have those rosy nuances, but it comes off a bit horsey. Slightly barnyardy. I think my fifth favorite would be Fit of Folly. Delight and Despair, I think, is the dud in the collection, sadly. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this collection, the new Sensorium collection by Maison Margiela. I have to be honest, these are not like the most exciting fragrances, but I think the two that I like are definitely more exciting than the others, and then followed by the third one that I like, the citrusy. But there's a lot of the citrusy fragrances out there, like citruses and fig. It's been done quite a bit, but it smells great, but not super exciting. Like none of them was like super wow for me, except the first two I really enjoyed, so I picked them up. But what are your thoughts on this collection from Maison Margiela Sensorium Collection? Do add a comment below, let us find out. And if you don't know any of them, which one sounds great to you after watching this video and finding out about them? Yeah, let us know, add a comment below. And thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. And I do want to mention Scentfest SF. If you haven't heard about it yet, please check out Scentfest SF. We're having a great show here in San Francisco, and we've got some great brands that we are bringing here June 26, 27, and 28. It's a new fragrance fair on the west coast of the United States in San Francisco, and it's happening around the same time as a few other shows in Northern California. So we are starting our own show here. Hopefully we can make it a yearly show, and I hope to see you guys here. I have it linked in the info box. You can go find out more about it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't yet, click that bell icon so you'll be notified for future videos, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.